Resident Evil 9 is officially just around the corner, and after everything we've seen so far, especially the gameplay trailers, it's safe to say that this game is looking absolutely fire. Capcom is clearly going all out with this next entry, and from what's been revealed, Resident Evil 9 is shaping up to be one of the most ambitious titles in the entire franchise. This time around, the game features two protagonists, Leon Kennedy and Ashcraft. Both characters play very differently, offering unique gameplay styles that completely change how you experience the game. This isn't just a simple character swap. Each protagonist has their own approach to combat, exploration, and survival, which adds a lot of replay value right from the start. One of the biggest highlights of Resident Evil 9 is that Capcom has built two fully playable perspectives directly into the game. The title is designed from the ground up to support both first-person and third-person gameplay, and the best part is that you can switch between these perspectives at any point during your playthrough. This means players who prefer the immersive horror of first person can stick with it, while fans of classic third-person Resident Evil gameplay can enjoy that style without compromise. Capcom has also shared more details about Resident Evil 9's runtime, DLC plans, and overall scale, and it's becoming increasingly clear that this game is going to be much bigger than anyone initially expected. So in this video, let's break down everything we know so far about Resident Evil 9, including the game-length leaked content DLC rumors, and why this might be the biggest Resident Evil game ever made. Let's start with the game length, because this is one of the most talked about topics right now. In a recent interview with an Italian publication, Resident Evil 9 producer Masato Kumazawa discussed the expected runtime of the game. According to him, the average playtime for Resident Evil 9 will be very similar to the length of Resident Evil 4 Remake. The producer specifically stated that they are aiming for a playthrough experience roughly on par with Resident Evil 4 Remake, which is currently one of the largest and most content-packed games in the entire Resident Evil franchise. Now, as we all know, Resident Evil 4 Remake is a massive game. Personally, it took me around 28 hours to complete a full playthrough, and that's without doing absolutely everything. Of course, everyone has a different playstyle. Some players rush through the story, while others explore every corner, complete side content, and hunt for collectibles. Because of that, it's safe to say that Resident Evil 9 will likely take anywhere from 25 to 35 hours for a standard playthrough, and possibly even longer if you aim for 100% completion. That alone makes Resident Evil 9 one of the longest titles in the franchise, rivaling Resident Evil 4 Remake as the most expansive Resident Evil game to date. Another major reason why Resident Evil 9 is expected to be so long is the inclusion of two fully developed protagonists. Leon Kennedy returns as a playable character, and fans already know what to expect from him. Balanced combat, strong gunplay, and a familiar survival horror experience. However, Ashcraft brings something completely new to the table. Based on early information, Ashcraft's gameplay style is rumored to be more tactical and survival, focused, possibly leaning heavier into horror and exploration. This dual protagonist system means the game isn't just longer, it's more replayable. Playing through the game with Leon may feel completely different compared to playing with Ashcraft, encouraging multiple full playthroughs. Now let's talk about rumors, leaks, and DLC content. A well-known industry leaker, Dusk Golem, who previously revealed Leon Kennedy's involvement in Resident Evil 9 before Capcom officially confirmed it, has shared additional information about the game. According to him, Leon will have several very large levels, along with a significant amount of optional side content. This side content could work similarly to how Resident Evil 4 Remake handled it. For example, we might see optional activities like shooting ranges that reward players with upgrades or special items. There could also be side missions involving mini-bosses, hidden areas, or optional objectives that expand the story and world. If these rumors turn out to be true, Resident Evil 9 won't just be longer, it will feel denser and more rewarding, giving players more reasons to explore and experiment instead of rushing straight through the main story. Capcom has also hinted at DLC plans, although nothing has been officially confirmed yet. Given Capcom's recent track record with Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 4 Remake, it's very likely that Resident Evil 9 will receive story expansions or extra modes after launch. If the base game is already as large as Resident Evil 4 Remake, then post-launch DLC could push the overall experience even further, potentially making Resident Evil 9 the biggest Resident Evil title ever released. All signs point to Resident Evil 9 being a massive step forward for the franchise. Between the dual protagonists, the flexible first-person and third-person gameplay, the long runtime, and the rumored side content, this game has the potential to redefine what a modern Resident Evil experience looks like. If Capcom delivers on everything they've promised, and if the leaks turn out to be accurate, Resident Evil 9 could easily become one of the best and longest entries in the series. But now I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Resident Evil 9 so far? Are you excited about the game length and dual protagonist system? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Resident Evil news and updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.